Most families like Cesar had to keep their loved ones' bodies at home for several days after authorities became overwhelmed by the number of dead.
Subscribing to the channel, subscribing, press the notification bell. Yes, also as I said, Hell's Hair Bonnet, or more afa a video seen in a video said the room, afa honka, or more hair bonnet, and I am fat net and shades in the be friend hair bonnet, I am out ejina kama money effect, said the amount tree, your own size and your own 24 size, or more commas of numbers in the screen as no from a baby around Ubiano. Omo ebeye no kama na so my order na package no kama no do ade abro e wo wiase mbia video amba be yesi e be stress obi biara be boa na video no edu achi na nipa pi enya bia hwe especially people in Ghana service ye ka say yentina fie a enya obi de so obi ti fie. There is a video coming from Ecuador sabi enipa omo busuafo egu omo nche wo fie omo no mo ne de fie omo ni funu ti fie obeka say nka mom fa mo casket and as a kind of coffin beer or we say any film outside and abroad and then to play mobile almost connect my electricity as a mini fridge bisa and I look no more want to no more matter if you know funu na fie nansa na watching any actually I'm afraid penny fire because mocks and as a much in the gun I am a bit of class of this converters and access our coffin and a casket on my day rubber polythene black and actually bodies no what fie say ye agro na se coronavirus ni ji ensem wo Ghana sabi ebeye hu wo say we are na nipa more than 1.6 million and enye bi won ho ato mo kakra bi omo ho ato mo kakra bi and America and Italy no maji omo sabi ye ko ni owe video no ebra na nsem wo na yes and for just be say wa subscribe to the channel be subscribe and press the notification bell.
The queue outside Guayaquil's cemetery is a grim warning. Cesar Alvarez lost his mother a week ago to COVID-19. Now he simply wants to bury her.
El olor humano no tiene cultura, no tiene. Así vivimos nosotros los ecuatorianos y nadie nos representa, estamos solos.
Most families like Cesar had to keep their loved ones' bodies at home for several days after authorities became overwhelmed by the number of dead. To protect against the smell in this tropical city, coffins are wrapped in plastic for a final farewell. While authorities claim fewer than 200 deaths from coronavirus in the whole of Ecuador, the city's morgue was overflowing.
Esta es la realidad.
The mayor has now announced 2 emergency cemeteries in Guayaquil to cope with demand. Despite an early lockdown in February, videos by desperate families show a city in chaos.
Hemos tomado la decisión de enterrarlo.
Corpses kept in houses, on the street, some even abandoned.
Hay que decir la verdad. Sabemos que, tanto en números de contagios como de fallecimientos, los registros oficiales se quedan cortos.
The president's admission did little to calm the anger here.
Necesitamos la ayuda internacional para que la gente no siga muriéndose.
And as the frustration boils over, inside, the medics are facing an existential crisis. 7 nurses have already died, and 147 are infected. Over 100 more resigned due to lack of protective gear and support.
Antes hice un periodo de apnea, que tuve que ir a emergencia para que me pongan oxígeno. ¿Qué están esperando? ¿Que yo me muera?
Petita's husband, Orlando, was sent home from the same hospital after doctors said they had no way to treat him. After he died, his body lay in the living room for 4 days before they could bury him.
Porque es algo que usted nunca espera, porque nos tocó hasta incluso dormir afuera. Ahí dormimos en unas sillas ahí porque el olor era insoportable, no se podía entrar.
Despite the lockdown, authorities say as many as 3,500 people may still die from COVID-19 in this part of Ecuador.
Mr. Gates, Bill Gates, outside co-chair of the Bill Gates Foundation. Now, on the co-chairs. Now, Omubisana said, about sending Ecuador situation and also Omu Foundation, they've been to Africa, some parts of African countries, vulnerable countries, and Yamamuya, the Mamushada Kum Grassy, but we are 70 pennies to come. Omubisana so, Nasena, never could also or who say, I read a money home so Africa. Sabi enipa bewu egu mountain so krampo acha Ecuador there na say Ecuador there no osaka say we call African market no say nya sabi yekeka boss yetara no they showed pictures what hospital be our friend nipa ko sada say yetete bo ho ne bed so and a whole lot ye go video message Gates e kan no some kan video no na yes amra na ye bibia.
When I saw what China had to do to isolate such an enormous part of their population, my first thought was Africa. How in the world are they going to deal with this? I've been in townships all over Africa, in slums. When we talk about in our country physical distancing and then hand washing, if you live in a slum, you can't physical distance. You have to go out and get your meal. You don't have clean water to wash your hands. And so as soon as I saw that, and we know from the foundation's work how quickly disease spreads, I thought, oh my gosh, we have a crisis on our hands that we aren't even talking about yet in the United States and what's going to happen to the rest of the world.
Africa for you situation set here. Some Sabisicasem crab for so the Bequariano. Yen Sheffield in someone better for a kind of so. It will be as a survey, a hell's hair bonnet, or may hair bonnet proper the show tia, and my training move by myself when my young training to Copebito, a fashion tea camera, a one sort of from camera, maybe I will be a rebel, or my numbers and myself. But you want to subscribe to the channel, also one subscribe, one press the notification bell, sign share video, not before I cancel any video.